Hello, everybody. I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. And this is the doctor uh, coming to you live, telling you have a wonderful Mother's Day. And hope things are going good for you. I'm trying to get myself together, got to preach. I'm still in St. Louis, believe it or not, going on my fourth Sunday being in this city. Amazing. So I'm knocking on a whole month being this city, being in this state, and we've had a move of God like no other. God has moved many souls, have been filled with the Holy Ghost. Hundreds have been healed. And that's what ministry is all about. It's about people being healed, being delivered, being set free. And let me loosen my tie here, uh, you know. And I'm just so grateful for all the things that the Creator is doing. Uh, some of you don't like my beard. I know you don't, but hey, I sort of like it. Uh, James Harden uh, stated that folks didn't like his beard either, but I like my beard. I like this new look. Sometimes you have to change up, and that's what we're doing here. And I'm going to teach a little bit. I got about a couple of minutes, but if some of you would go to Daniel chapter number 11, I believe it is, verse 37, it talks about the Antichrist, and it talks about his attitude towards women. If you read in the text, now some may interpret it differently, but if you go to 11 and 37, now many people are confused about what are the abomination and what is just a sin. Now, can abomination fall up under a sin? Uh, yes, but there is a difference in just a mere sin. You have the sin of omission, you have the sin of commission, and you have the sin. Should I say you have abomination? Now, abomination more or less stands alone because is to discuss those that participate in the abomination things. Now, even the different levels of abomination, I believe I could say that. And we, if we look at it, then you would have a better understanding. But time will not permit me to share that. People have inboxed me and asked me different questions about demons and deliverance, and can a saint be filled with the Holy Ghost and demon possessed as the same at the same time? I don't believe a Holy Ghost filled person is really filled can be demon possessed, because I don't think that God would share your body, which is the temple of the Holy Ghost, with a demonic spirit. I don't believe that they are roommates, should I say. But when it comes to possession, that means that demons have taken control over that uh, individual. They possess that individual. Now, saints can be oppressed, they can be depressed, and they can be suppressed by spirits. That means that spirits can attach themselves to you in areas of your life, and they will cause you to become influenced. Uh, Now, I believe that many people are possessed that think they are filled with God's Spirit, but it is a type of possession because the enemy can mimic a lot of things that are associated with God. He can mimic that, but one thing he cannot do is cause a person to live holy. So when you see people that are not living a godly life or a holy life, and it seems like it's habitual sin, habitual transgression, then you know there's other things that's working there. They have opened themselves up to other spirits or demons, should I say. When it comes to abomination, uh, say homosexuality, and we've been on this subject since the president has come out and embraced same-sex marriages. That is releasing something in the earth. When he spoke that, I believe in my heart of heart, something has been released, and that's why you see the confrontation that's going on between those that are believers and those that are believers, because there are those that are enablers. When you began to reason, that was what happened to Eve. She started reasoning with the serpent. And some of you say, well, love and Doc, you hateful and you mean and this and that. I've had all kind of things said, but it don't bother me because I understand who I am and what I am and what I've been called to do. I was made for this, so it's no use of me running from something that I was made to approach or to address. Years of ministry has enabled me to have a clear insight, even when it comes to some of the people that are prophets. Uh, God spoke to me. The Lord spoke to me just the other day. He said, now, let me make it clear. Many of the prophets today are the people's prophets, but they're not my prophets. And I said, God, what you mean? He said, they speak for the people to the people. They tell the people what they want to hear. They tap into the emotions of the people, but they don't speak for me. I have not sent them. And he began to give me the scriptures to validate that. Saul was the people's king, but he was not God's king because he did not obey God. So therefore, he listened to the voice of the people over God. I think y'all get it. God's prophets and prophetess will speak what he wants them to speak. The people's prophets will speak what they want him to speak. So I think you get the correlation here. Uh, and that is what's happening in our world today. You got the people's prophet and you got God's prophets, and there's a clash. And there's not many that are the prophets of God or the prophetess of God or the men and women of God because the people will not want to hear the prophets. They will not want to hear God's prophet because God's prophets are contrary. God's men servant as women servants, I believe in both, are contrary to everything of the flesh. They will oppose that. Now, some people say, well, they're just being mean and nobody's going to come to Christ with that type of. Well, you think about it when Peter was preaching in Jerusalem, I think it was, and Ananias and Sapphira came in to the church and they were killed. They dropped dead because of their vow and they did not fulfill what they were going to give. And no doubt that word went out over the cities that, hey, you go to that church, you may die because of your not giving. And when you think about that, some of you would have never been a part of that church. That drove some people away from the church, even though the church had revival. That drove some people away from the church. Why? Because of the act of God. And some people probably felt like Peter and some of the rest of the disciples, some of the people killed them. But it was an act of God. But can you imagine that broadcast, that bulletin report that went out? Even with Jesus telling a rich man that sell all you have and give to the poor. This rich man wanted to follow Jesus. And when people say things like that, I know without a doubt, that's why I don't get upset and mad with people, because I know it's demonic influence. Because some people are already controlled by demons, but what the main objective of the demons is to control everybody. Think about that. And that's what I'm saying. The prophets of God is going to speak. They're going to deal with abomination because homosexuality is not the same as somebody just telling a lie. Now, a lie is sin and a lie will damn you. But homosexuality, lesbianism is a lifestyle. It's a demon. It's a demon. It's literally a possession of a spirit that is totally contrary to God. It is the spirit of the Antichrist. Read Daniel chapter number 11, verse number 37. He will not have no regards to a woman. It's in total opposed to God's creation. That's why on this Mother's Day, we must deal with certain issues, what it means to be a mother, because the enemy hates the woman. Read Genesis and it'll tell you the serpent and it's a lot I can say, but I'm gonna come back and I hope you're enjoying this on this great Mother's Day. I wish you a happy Mother's Day, but we must get to the nitty gritty and we must understand that what our president said is a little deeper than what meets the eye and what meets the heart. But I love you with the love of Jesus. Got to get up out of here because I do got to preach. God bless you.